Central California. This is ABC 30 Action News, live at 6.
The historic Sugar Pine Railroad is operating once again and providing a somber ride through the wreckage left behind by one of the large wildfires burning through the Central California mountains. We are learning more about the exact cause of another one of those fires.
As the Pier Fire continues to burn in the south part of Tulare County, the sheriff has revealed new information about how it all started. We have team coverage of the fires once again. We start with Action News South Valley reporter Brian Johnson live in Porterville tonight with the latest information about the Pier Fire. Brian?
That's right, Warren and Graciela. I spoke with the sheriff earlier today about the cause of the Pier Fire, and he confirms it started last week when someone set a stolen car on fire and pushed it off the side of a cliff off of Highway 190. Crews working the Pier Fire feel the community's love every time they leave the command post in Porterville. Lee Qualls is grateful for their work and plans to pray with them Thursday morning.
They're doing an awesome job. As far as I know, there's been no structures hit yet, and that's awesome. I got a lot of friends that live up there.
Red means it's an uncontrolled fire line. Black means that it's got control line.
There are 2 briefings here every day. Fire Information Officer Steve Kleiss says the fairgrounds are home base for the majority of the more than 1,500 people working to put it out, and everything is in place to manage it, from medical to finance. Officials say the Pier Fire, which started in the Tule River Canyon last Tuesday, has cost more than $14 million to fight so far. The command post is also conveniently located next to the Porterville Air Attack Base, and despite the valuable aerial resources, the fire has burned more than 20,000 acres and is just 20% contained. Firefighters on the ground have been working hard to protect homes, but have been dealing with steep terrain, heavy fuel loads, and extreme heat.
Firefighters have to constantly keep themselves hydrated, drinking plenty of fluids, and those challenges are at almost every fire we go to, but it's even more so at this fire.
They are so happy when they see our trucks pull in.
The mobile sleeper company has a handful of units set up at the command post, providing a comfortable and cool place for firefighters to sleep.
It gives them a nice night's rest so that they're more refreshed and able to do their job. It cuts down on injuries and sleep deprivation.
Many residents of Tulare County mountain communities still aren't allowed to sleep in their homes while under a mandatory evacuation order, and Highway 190 remains closed as the fight against the Pier Fire continues. And you're taking a look at the evening briefing for the Pier Fire. These firefighters will be working throughout the night, headed out to the fire line shortly. A Southern California Edison water flume was destroyed in this fire, and officials say they expect the cost to replace it will be somewhere in the area of $3 to $5 million. Live in Porterville, Brian Johnson, ABC 30 Action News.
Thank you, Brian. The railroad fire is growing. The fire has already burned dozens of structures near the community of Sugar Pine, and now it's reaching historic trees. Flames spread overnight, reaching giant sequoia trees near Yosemite National Park. Action News North Valley reporter Natalie Grondup joins us now live with how firefighters are protecting those ancient trees. Natalie?
That's right, Warren. Those trees are centuries old and a popular spot for visitors, so naturally crews want to protect those trees. What they're doing now is widening those hiking trails to strengthen that defense line between the flames and the trees. Now, we did get some of those pictures from Nelder Grove where some of those sequoias were affected, some of that fire reaching alongside those century-old trees. However, fire officials say that the fire stayed low and that these trees are very resilient to flames. Some of those historic cabins in the area were also wrapped to protect them from the fire and the smoke as well. So far, the railroad fire is about 35% contained, and it's burned more than 11,000 acres. The amount of structures destroyed has stayed steady at 14, but still 500 structures are still threatened. For fire officials say that they're working on strengthening those defense lines around Cedar Valley, and they've also ordered more aircraft to come and help.
We're sharing resources. We have now almost 900 personnel fighting this fire, and we're just making every action we have available to us work.
Now, fire officials say that they also have dozens of engines protecting structures near the threatened areas. That's one of those areas. Cedar Valley at this time is still one of those areas. Now, officials won't know about the trees, whether they are damaged, until they go in and investigate them a little bit more closely. And a reminder for residents who want more information on the railroad fire, there will be a meeting tomorrow. That's going to be at the Mountain Christian Center in Oakhurst at 7 p.m. For now, live in Madera County, I'm Natalie Granda, ABC 30 Action News.
Thank you, Natalie. Well, the railroad fire continues to restrict access to and from Yosemite National Park, as Highway 41 just north of Oakhurst has been closed since the fire first sparked. Action News reporter Jason Oliveira joins us now live in the newsroom with the impact the closure is having on travelers. Jason.
Graciela, the road closure has been a bit of an inconvenience for travelers, but it is allowing firefighters to battle the nearby blaze, while Caltrans continues to clear out hundreds of dead trees along Highway 41. Officials hope to have the roadway back open in the coming days. Skies across foothill communities like Oakhurst remain hazy thanks to nearby wildfires that continue to scorch thousands of acres. While crews work to get a handle on the railroad fire, Highway 41 remains closed in both directions from Cedar Valley to Yosemite National Park.
With the fire activity being so unpredictable as it usually tends to be, it will remain closed as of this morning's briefing up until at least this weekend.
The smoky haze didn't faze Pa Joensen, nor did the detour. He and his wife are visiting Yosemite from Denmark.
Drive through a beautiful country with a lot of beautiful sights. So much different than Denmark, flat as a pancake. So we enjoy it.
Tourists stopping by the Yosemite Visitors Bureau in Oakhurst are being advised to enter the national park through Mariposa.
It's about 10 minutes further to go Highway 140 than to go up 41, and it's a beautiful drive. We always send people in 41, send them back out 140, so they get that full circle.
Tree mortality continues to be a safety risk for fire personnel along Highway 41. Crews are cutting down dead trees near Sugar Pine while the roadway remains closed to traffic.
We've spent the last 4 days taking trees down, and we're up to about 250 trees now. And with the backfires that they were doing to try and battle the fire, and then, well, you add the bark beetle infestation that we had, and then combined with the drought, it was just, those trees needed to come down anyways.
Now, in addition to the road closure, many foothill residents are dealing with poor air quality as a result of the wildfires. Yosemite High actually released students early today around noon because of the smoky haze. In the newsroom, Jason Oliveira, ABC 30 Action News.
Jason, thank you. Here's a look now at the other major fires in our area. The Mission Fire in Madera County has burned more than 1,000 acres. It's located 2 miles east of North Fork and is forcing evacuations. The South Fork Fire inside Yosemite National Park has burned more than 7,500 acres near the community of Wawona. And the Empire Fire, also inside Yosemite, has burned 5,100 acres. It's just 1 mile east of the Badger Pass ski area. In Mariposa County, the Peak Fire burned more than 680 acres southeast of Mariposa.
Big thunderstorms are rolling through the High Sierra right now, as you can see from Storm Warn 30 radar. This one is up above Pine Flat. We have one that's up above Shaver and Huntington, and even moving all the way up above Edison Lakes, above Yosemite as well. It's pretty high elevation thunder. If you're looking to the east from the valley floor, you can't miss it right now, especially east of Fresno. There's a towering cumulonimbus cloud there, a thunder cloud there. We've got numerous lightning strikes. That's a fire danger, obviously. Also, some of the downsloping winds could push some of the fires that are burning right now in the middle mountains. 89 in Merced, the cooling process begun now already in the north end of the valley. We expect 60s to begin our day tomorrow, and afternoon highs in the upper 80s. More on the tropics coming up.
Kevin, thank you. We now know the identities of 2 people who died in a fiery crash south of Mendota. The coroner's office still working to identify 3 others. It all happened around 9 o'clock yesterday morning at the intersection of Highway 33 and Manning Avenue. CHP officers say a Mercedes heading east on Manning ran a stop sign into the path of a big rig going north on 33. The big rig's trailer landed on top of the Mercedes, causing it to catch fire. All 5 occupants of that car died at the scene. And again, they are all from Union City in the Bay Area. 66-year-old Vinod Tommy and 64-year-old Kuldeep Kumar were in the car. The driver of the big rig has been identified as 58-year-old Wayne Fletcher of Dinuba. He's in critical condition at Community Regional Medical Center tonight.
Well, police are counting on this surveillance video to lead investigators to the crook who ripped off a Fresno business. The burglary was caught on surveillance cameras in Northwest Fresno early Monday morning. Now, the owner did not want us to identify his business as part of our story. The thief can be seen inside the building at about 5 a.m. with a flashlight. You see him rummaging through items in the office. Police say he broke a window to get inside and got away with a small cash box, but it's unclear how much cash was in that box. Still ahead, an update on improvements at Fresno's Fulton Mall.
The program that's now bringing new businesses to one of Fresno's oldest shopping locations.